Hello, today I would like to show you what an efficient search in a bibliographic database looks like. So, as an example, we are today in Biomed Central, which is an open access publisher, which has lots of different journals and biology and things. And we're going to try and search through their database. For a specific topic, I've chosen the transmission of Ebola. Uh, and using this topic, we are going to try to do an advanced search. So you can do advanced searches here in Biomed if you have a free account, which I created before. This is what an advanced search in most databases looks like. The difference is here that you can use different kinds of fields, but you cannot link the fields with Boolean operators. So if you don't know what Boolean operators, there are little words called that are going to be and, or not. I've made an article about them in the past. I'm going to link to them below. It's quite of a prerequisite. We're going to be talking about Booleans. You need to know how they work. So in some databases, you can directly at the end of each field, you've got your little booleans so that you can link your searches that way. This is not the case here. You have to go in this boolean search. And here it can be a little bit daunting, but I swear it's going to be fine. You've got this empty box where you can write your search equation. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. You always have some help here. See, they explain how to do and or not, how to use a truncation, etc. But you're going to have to write it down with your little hands. So, my topic was the transmission of Ebola. First things first, I need to think about my topic, and I see that I can, it has two parts, transmission and Ebola. For each concept, I need to come up with as many synonyms, different ways of saying it as possible. So for example, for Ebola, I thought of EVD, Ebola virus disease. And for transmission, I thought of infection and infectiousness. I am not a specialist of diseases like Ebola, so those are not a very good array of synonyms. I expect you to find better ones for your own topic because you are a specialist of your own topic. But whatever, let's try this anyway. So I'm going with my first concept, Ebola, and I'm going to type in all of the different synonyms I came up with, which is in my case one, and in between each synonym I'm going to put or. So Ebola or EVD or something else, okay? And I search. So let's see what we get. Sorry, it's a little bit slow. The idea is that I want as many results as possible. I want to find everything that has a little bit to do with Ebola. And here I've got 651 items. Very good. I keep them here, and I'm going to do a new search, another search. My second search is going to be about my second concept, transmission. So I had transmission, infection, infectiousness. So I could write it like that, transmission or infection or infectiousness. The thing is, infection and infectiousness, they all begin in the same way. So instead of writing them all like that, I can use something else, which is called the truncation, which you should know about if you've been following my blog too. I'll put another link about truncation below. So by writing infect and a star, I'm going to look for anything that begins with infection. So infection, infectiousness, anything. Just to be sure, I can do it here too. So for example, I will find transmission, transmissive, transmissiveness. It's always a good idea to use truncation in that stage, because the truncation widens your search, and at that stage you want as wide as possible. So I search. And again, we wait for a little bit. Hopefully, I'm going to get a lot of results. If you've got more than 2 concepts, of course, you do the same thing with all of your concepts. The idea is to do things one by one, so that I can check that for each of my concepts, it returns a decent number of results. For example, if I did a search on another concept that had only 3 results, I don't need to go further, because I know that in the next step, when I'm going to link them, if I have only 3 results on that concept, and I absolutely want Ebola and transmission and this concept 3, I'm going to get 0 results, because the last one is too small. So hopefully that won't be the case with this one, which is taking forever to charge. Sorry about that. So to explain a bit further, I do each of my concepts, and then I've got 3,000 results. That's wonderful. That's exactly what I want. So now I'm going to link my 2 searches, my 2 concepts. I go back to this Boolean search screen, and here at the bottom you can see I've got a search history. This is the first search I just did. Here it's number 13, because I've been trying things out before. And this is the second search about transmission, number 14. I can see here that it explains that I can link searches with Booleans by using their number. So here I want my search number 13 about Ebola, and my search number 14 about transmission, because I want something that has both of those concepts. And now I search. And this time, because I used the Boolean and, because I've linked those 2 searches, I'm going to narrow down my number of results. So my first results, the first one I had 600, the second one I had 3,000. So my number should be smaller than the smaller number of results I had, so smaller than 600. And indeed, here I've got 500 items. Okay, so that's really good, but that's still too much. So first, I'm going to have a look quickly to see if it's really about the topic I wanted, and I can see that not all of them are about Ebola. Some of them are about Ebola, but some of them dinosaur, about dynamine inhibitor. Maybe it's talking about Ebola at some point in there, but it doesn't look like its main topic is Ebola. So since I have a lot of results, I need to find another way to reduce this. So one way to do that is going to use a field. Remember when we were here, we got a number of different kinds of fields. When I did my search, I did not specify any fields, so it looked everywhere. So it might have looked somewhere in the full text of the article. Maybe there was some talk about Ebola there, but I don't know. So one of the ways to try and narrow a little bit more is going to be to say, okay, I want only articles that has Ebola in the title, because I'm really about Ebola. To do that, you can either do in the advanced search, or since we're using Booleans, you do it in the Boolean search. And here it explains to you how to do that. And you've got, remember, you've got more explanations here. So I'm going to type Ebola, and then TI for title, or it was EVD in the title too. Okay, and I do my search. This time I should have less results than when I did just Ebola or EVD. So that was 600, so hopefully I will have less than 600. And I have 46 items. Okay, that's a little bit low, but let's try anyway. So now, again, I'm going to link my new search number 16 and my search about transmission, which was number 14. I could change number 14 to be in the title, but I'm afraid that's going to be too narrow and I'm going to get 0 results, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So number 14 and number 16 this time. Let's search. So you can see in the search history, remember when I did search 13 and 14, this is what it wrote down in the end. And I get 45 results. 45 is quite a good number. What I'm looking for is a number small enough so that I can go through all of the results in one go and check if they're interesting or not for me. 45 is a bit on the high side, I'd say. It depends on how long you've got in front of you. Usually I try to aim for 30. If I had too many results at that point, I might want to try and narrow down a bit more. Usually, it depends on databases, but usually either on the left or the right, you get what's called limiters that are going to enable you to limit your search results to some results about only one author or a specific journal, etc. Here it's called refine this search. And here you've got this to refine your search. It's quite basic. But it explains it. So for example, as filters, you've got journals. So for example, you can ask to have only answers from BMC Ecology, if that's your thing. Or you can see things that were published in the last 180 days, or between 2015 and 2012, or rather the other way around. You can choose to order it by date or by relevance and to show this many results by page. This is super basic. We don't have many options. Again, it depends on the database you're searching. So always have a look at what you can do with the limiters. But if you've got something super basic like that, and you know you don't have time enough today to go through the 600 results you got, for example, just look at those that were found in 2015 for today. Save your search. You can save searches in most databases. Here, for example, I could click on save to save it in my account. And then when you got more time, like tomorrow or next week, you look at those from 2014 and then from 2013, etc. If you've got more better limiters, you can do it by today, if I got classification, I'm going to look at things about virology or immunology or etc. It all depends on the database. So here you go. That's how you do an efficient search. I hope you liked this demonstration, and go back to how to do a literaturereview.com for more information. Have a very good day.